should be just about live. Give it just another second. Okay, we're looking green in OBS. We're looking good in YouTube Studio. So, let's get started. Welcome back, nerds and turds, to another live stream repair. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that we're going to try to get through tonight. I don't know how many we'll get through, but that's the goal. So first one up, let's go ahead and pick up, let's see, Justin. All right. Oh, give me a sec. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Is that gonna... Nope. What are you doing? Okay. Let's find Justin's email here, find out what exactly is wrong with their HomePod, and let him know that we're getting started on it. Let's see. Windows keeps updating the USB to serial adapter driver for my multimeter. Oh, and now I can't roll it back. What the... That's kind of lame. What happens if I install? I just want my multimeter back. There we go. And then now I should be able to port set COM3. Yeah, we're in business. Multimeter's working again. So, okay, that's dumb. So I can no longer roll back the driver, which is what I used to be able to do. Hold on, let me stop and start the stream too here, see if I can get the bitrate to stabilize. Okay. Why is it set to 30,000 still? That's okay. That's better. Let's shoot them an email too. Hello, Sunflower. Welcome to the stream. Good evening. Okay. So what's wrong with Justin's here? Won't turn on. Been dead for the past year. Ouch. Okay. We are all ready to go. Haha, yeah. Hello.
Tommy grumbling. Trying to keep her quiet, sorry.
Okay. So, of course, we always kick things off by checking our symptoms with a known good power cable, especially with no power. We've never seen it yet, but we always check with a known good power cable just in case. Alright, nothing showing up on the HomePod still. Our kilowatt meter over here says we're pulling about 4 watts of power from the wall. So that tells me that we've got another, most likely, another dead diode on the amp here. If you want to know more info about that issue or potentially other causes for no power, I've got details and photos and steps to repair those other causes up on my website over at nixfix.com. Just click on the common issues and feel free to read through them, or if you've got a specific issue. If you happen to have an issue that's not listed there, I'd be interested to hear about it as well. Especially if you've found a repair for it too, so that way we can get it up there and more people can get their stuff fixed. Ooh, nice clean pull this time on the display. Subwoofer looks great. Where's the flash? Hold on. Stop this. Yes, I'm sure. Settings. Shouldn't there be a flashlight option? No? I could have swore there was. Huh. Well, I can turn it on from here, can't I? Oh, I can't. That's okay. Whatever. Oh shoot! Let me let the Discord server know that we are that we're going to. Okay. Okay, we are in it, and if we get up close, we can see 1748K yet again here on our amp. So I think we all know what to expect here with our multimeter to test this diode. Yep, it's dead. And so is the battery in my multimeter. But we've seen enough. Let's get this board fixed. All it should take is just a new diode. And then we'll see if it powers on. We'll see if it's got any other issues like with sound or DC offset. And then we'll get it put back together. Easy peasy. Alright, let's give that a sec to cool off. Alright, that looks alright. Alright, let's give it a whirl. Beautiful, beautiful bass. But too much offset to be comfortable with. It's got to be like 60 millivolts too, like just barely above what we're usually comfortable with. Anything more than 50 millivolts, we replace the filter caps to prevent that millivolts turning into volts, frying your subwoofer and your amplifier over time. Especially as they warm up to operating temperature, that number is just going to continue to rise, and we do not like to see more than 50 millivolts of DC voltage on our subwoofer speaker coming from the amp. So let's just nip that in the bud now, so we're not seeing this HomePod again in a few months for no bass or death farts. Let's get back up close. Here's our filters. Let's get them replaced. Let's get some new solder on those pads there first. We don't really need them lined up perfectly because they're just going to move around a bunch until the solder melts and pulls them back into place. And then we'll fight with them. Looking good. Looking great. So, let's give this board again a chance to cool down, and then we'll just give it one last sanity check, make sure that that DC offset or DC voltage is back within spec again, and we'll be good to go. Hey, you got your HomePod back? Very good to hear. I always worry about the return journey for these things. Have had very good luck so far, but you never know what'll happen. Looks like as long as Apple makes HomePods, you could turn this into a full-time job. That's possible. Entirely possible. We'll have to see what kind of problems the second gen has, and how much demand there is for third-party repair for that. It'll be a little while, obviously, because most issues will be covered under warranty, and of course you should absolutely use your warranty if you have it before you go pay somebody to fix a problem. But we'll have to see what the second gen has in store for us. As for the minis, thing with the minis is well, we've gotten a few no power ones, and they either are just stuck in recovery mode, or it's just we've got another no power mini that we just haven't figured out what's causing it yet. Pretty stuck on it, and it just seems like there isn't a great there's not like a really economical way to offer repairs for them. Considering you can get them used for, $30 to $60, makes not much sense to charge $40, $50 to repair a mini when it still takes as long, if not longer, to fix a mini than a full-size HomePod, when you can go and buy one used for the same price. It's not going to stop me from figuring out how to fix them. I certainly want to crack those ones and figure out what's causing some of their issues and document that information for others to use, but I probably won't offer HomePod mini repair services. We'll stick to the big ones. Okay, so our offset is at around 3 millivolts, and it's hanging pretty steady there, so that's excellent. Much better than the 60 millivolts that was continuing to grow. So this looks like it's ready to put back together. And even for the first gen HomePods, so long as they continue to function as an AirPlay speaker, and a smart speaker, even just for basic Siri stuff. Just because of the way that Apple designed the amplifier, it's probably going to be at least a few years, but really only time will tell how long these replacement caps that we put on these amps when we see them go bad will last. It does seem like they were probably just using lower quality ones, because we've been doing this for over a year now, and we have, only with special exceptions, but none of those exceptions have seemed to have been caused by the quality of the caps that we used or them going bad yet. What I was getting at is, it seems like long term even, we're going to be, fixing these things for a while, so long as they continue to be otherwise usable software-wise. And that's just because of the design of the amplifier and the types of caps that Apple used for the amp. It's just totally normal and by nature that these types of caps go bad over time and lose their effectiveness at filtering DC voltage. So it's a kind of complicated formula that I haven't figured out, but you can figure out roughly how long these would theoretically last. But you also need to know more than we know about the amp in order to fully calculate that estimation. So what we can say is replacing these with the ones that we use should last at least a few years, if not longer. But at the same time, they are eventually going to go bad again. That's just the nature of MLCC capacitors. And they will need to eventually be replaced again. So we'll probably be, repairing and maintaining these things until the day that they're no longer usable software-wise. And I think by then we will have gained enough experience to not just maybe move on to repairing other products, but finding ways to maybe repurpose HomePods. Like rip out the guts of them, keep the speakers, and use them as like purely analog speakers that you would connect an external amp to. Or maybe you could even find an amp that's small enough that you could stuff in here that's got like Bluetooth built in as well. Hello, Stan. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I like the extra room that I get. I can wiggle around a lot more without bumping into this stuff. And I can have more stuff out too, readily available. The microphone is also on the desk now, so I can, and it's like in the corner over there, so I can essentially bump into anything and it's not gonna destroy headphone users.
having trouble connecting to the internet.
Very good.
I'm having trouble.
Very good. Justin's all ready to go. So let's put that away. And let's grab our next victim from Kendall. Alright. What is wrong with Kendall's HomePod? Let's see. I love my HomePod, but it recently started with the death fart problem. After clicking randomly for a couple weeks, it restarts upon doing this. It does not even last an hour. Cool. Sounds like some pretty typical DC offset issues. Let's get their name up on the screen and let them know we're getting started on it. Grab that stream link. All right, and then we're ready to go. Another box. Okay, so with typical DC offset symptoms, normally we hear a louder than usual pop. If it's especially if it's especially if the caps that filter the DC voltage have gone so bad to allow so much DC voltage through that it's triggering death farts, we should be able to hear a pretty loud pop. It isn't always a dead giveaway, but let's check. Yep, okay. So that is fairly loud. I've got some kicking around the house for at least a year that I've taken apart that pop about that loud that otherwise check out just fine. So that's why the popping sound alone isn't always the best way to judge. Unfortunately, the best way is you got to take it apart and hook up a multimeter to it to find out. Or you can do what I do, and honestly what I recommend to others. If all it does is pop, don't worry about it. You usually only need to get it repaired if you experience other issues than just the popping. And the popping should only happen whenever it goes into standby mode after 10 minutes of inactivity, and then if it's ever woken up again from standby mode. So like if yours is like pop, 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 like that, that's a problem. That's got to get fixed. That's probably a blown subwoofer. Tim! Welcome! Oh, soldier down. Almost lost you there, buddy. Alright. Woofer looks to be in good condition still. That's always good to see when you've got these DC offset issues potentially roasting the woofer over time. Whoops, wrong button. Sorry about that. Okay, and then, oh yeah, no, we almost got all of that. There we go. Okay. So, let's confirm what we were talking about earlier with too much DC voltage coming from this amp. And then we'll go ahead and replace those caps that allow that to happen. Then we will give this a new Schottky barrier diode while we're in here, just to prevent that no power issue and the chance this has a diode with the date codes we normally see fail. No, it does not. It's got 1742K for a date code on a diode, so it will probably never fail, but we're going to replace it anyways, just for good measure. Okay. Oh boy, 500 millivolts. It's actually jumped up to the voltage scale, so it's just telling us straight up we've got half a volt now. So that's pretty significant. Definitely a clear case of bad caps on the amp there. No longer filtering the DC voltage they should be, and only getting worse as they warm up to operating temperature. So once that number reaches past somewhere between 3 and 6 volts DC, the amp will trigger that death fart behavior and force a restart. So, getting up close, let's knock out those caps. Here we go. Looks like we got a little extra goober creeping onto a resistor over here. So let's take care of that. That's more like it. Let's get that cap back on. Very nice. Okay, let's move on to our diode. Get that replaced so we don't have to worry about it failing and causing no power. Unlike these caps that will inevitably go bad again one day, years down the road, but eventually they will go bad. This diode should last a whole lot longer. These diodes they just keep running, whereas those caps, they just start losing their effectiveness over time. There we go, that should take care of everything. Let's give this a chance to cool off and then we'll see if it's ready to go. Peabody. Peabody.
Baby's crying, you're crying, I'm crying. Baby drugged me a lot.
Peabody. Come here. We're done.
Baby drugged me.
Wow. Hey, no more significant popping. Less than 50 millivolts of offset. Looks like we're gonna sit around 4, maybe 5. All right. Excellent. What do you want, Peabody? Come here, cat. think this sounds like this is probably going to be the last one we're going to be able to get through here tonight. So let's see if it's good to go. Please be good, please be good, please be good, please be good. What do we got? Hey. No popping.
I'm having trouble connecting to the
Good
internet.
sound.
I'm having...
Volume buttons light up nice and even. So, another one fixed up and ready to go. If you guys have any questions about doing your own HomePod repairs or sending yours in to be fixed here on the channel, head over to my website, nixfix.com, where I've got all the info that you'll need to fix anything that we know how to fix here on the channel, or my info so you can reach out to send it in and get it fixed just like you saw with all of these here today. So, in any case, I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll catch you in